Make a Path presents Let's Talk.
We get an introduction to another comic character, Jessie, and this both made me feel real good and then made me really nervous for something coming up later on. I feel real good because the casting immediately was great. She lets off this vibe, this charisma, that immediately I liked her, and I saw potential in that character immediately. However, I was very scared because there's too much potential. So much potential that it looks like she might actually overshadow the comic character, and they will not translate that or adapt that to the screen the way I want them to. And I know I'm always talking about comic book fans saying, relax, the remixing isn't as bad as you think. However, when it comes to the No Way Out story arc, that is one thing that there's a lot of elements in there I want kept the same. I absolutely 100% believe that the No Way Out story arc is something huge in the Walking Dead universe, and I'm not going to spoil it now, but something big that happens with Jessie, I think that would translate very well on screen the way it does in the comic. I really, really do. And I think that it would be one of the most memorable scenes in The Walking Dead, but I also think it's very harsh, especially to the TV viewers. You know, they're a little bit more sensitive than the comic readers, and I think some of them, I think it's one of those topics where it's like, or scenes where it's going to be difficult to defend in the writer's room. Some of them are going to be like, well, we need to tweak it because the audience might not, take it the right way or whatever. I'm trying to be general and not spoil anything if you don't want to know what happens coming up. But I am afraid that the actress playing Jessie has too much potential and too much charisma that might actually change what happens with that character later on, bringing it into season 6. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. We'll talk about that, in better detail later on. And for the record, I'm sorry, but I hate the idea of Daryl becoming Dwight, almost with every fiber of my being. And we're going to go into this. I got a video coming explaining this because some people want me to explain it, but let me just let you know right now. If Daryl goes off and adapts Dwight's storyline, Daryl does not become Dwight. He can't become Dwight. He is Daryl. He can't become another character. If he takes his storyline, Dwight simply ceases to exist in the TV universe at all. Daryl's not, Dwight or anything like that. Dwight doesn't exist. And I'm a fan of The Walking Dead. I'm a fan of the characters, and I want more characters, not less. I don't want our characters now to turn into the characters of the comic, and we see it all the time. Morales is Negan. Morgan's going to turn into Jesus. Daryl's going to turn into Dwight. Now, almost all of these I absolutely think are ludicrous. You know what I'm saying? But I see them everywhere. The Negan and Morales thing is just absolutely silly beyond belief. The Morgan and Jesus thing is silly too. I've seen some people say that Daryl should become Jesus, and I don't know why we're taking characters we love and trying to turn them into comic characters we love, And it's comic fans doing it. Given there's a lot of fans that aren't fans of the comic that just hear about these characters and then they come up with these, you know what I'm saying, ideas and theories, but no, I want more characters, not less. It's that simple. Now, with the big cast, I do understand they're going to be bouncing back and forth between characters. I was disappointed we didn't get much of Abraham. Actually really nervous that Daryl's character is going to be stealing more screen time away from these characters, and I don't believe that is Daryl's fault, the character, for being there. I think it's the writer's fault because they could easily bring up Abraham to the forefront whenever they want. But right now, I think it's borderline where I'm nervous about it, but I still have faith that they are making it work, and there's more to come in the episodes where I'm going to be like, oh, okay, we didn't see a lot of Abraham yet, but he's coming, so chill out.
Subscribe now.